apologies for the delay. Our family is very special and geeky, and everything technology had to be oriented, had to be perfect. So lighting and camera and all that good stuff.
So 3 very special reasons to celebrate today. First is Niraj Mama's 60th birthday, which is pretty amazing. And second, we have Jing Mommy and Niraj Mama's 33rd wedding anniversary. And then last, we have my mom and dad's 36th wedding anniversary.
Oh, really? That's surprise. No idea.
We don't know, but we actually did also get you a cake for your wedding anniversary.
Oh.
We didn't know our kids know us that way.
As Nisha said, if it's not 33 and 36, the cakes are wrong.
Cool. So we have a nice lineup for you today. We have a few people speaking. Raj and Phul say some words. Sujabai, Sanjeev. Then Dad and Mom will also say something, and Foy, if you'd like to say a few words as well. Since this is your home, we will allow you to say a few things. Then we'll have lunch. This is appetizers. Then we'll have lunch will be served. And then we also have cake cutting, and then we have some pictures inside the house as well. So take a look around, and you can see some pictures that we have of our family over the years.
And Nisha, we have lots of messages from India.
And we have messages from India that will be scrolling in the living room. So some video messages, and some text messages as well. So first up, I guess it looks like we have Rajanpur. You ready?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, my speech is ready.
Okay.
All right, so by the way, all the Jaswa and Baxi men are known for being particularly humorous in their speeches, so make sure to keep your bar high.
Okay, I'll set the bar low for these guys. Okay, so first, let me congratulate Niraj. And I was wondering what we should congratulate him for. I think it is because for the 60 years that he's lived on earth, he has served God well. We can all agree that he's special because, he's got some special things, a special thing about him. Basically, Niraj lives as though every day is a gift from God. Even though this is true for all of us, most of us expect to live forever. And we postpone our important commitments for tomorrow. But Niraj does not. And that is why he's one of the finest financial planners. Now, ego is what runs all our lives. And I read somewhere that ego stands for an acronym called Edge God Out. And Niraj actually has edged ego out of his life. And that is why he serves all of God's children. He serves his clients, his family, and his society so well. Now, we all wonder where Niraj finds all the time to get involved in so many things and touch so many lives. And I think it was finally humility that I boiled it down to. People like Niraj don't think less of themselves, but they think of themselves less. The phone is always ringing for Niraj, and Niraj is always for the folks who are reaching out for him. And Niraj is always thinking of new ways of helping his wide network of friends and associates. For most people in this valley, success is measured by wealth you have accumulated, the power and status you have, and the recognition you receive. And we all know there's nothing inherently wrong in them till we all start measuring it using that as the yardsticks that we measure ourselves by. However, Niraj figured out early, thanks to lessons from his wonderful, insightful dad, Rahul Baxi, that the better yardsticks are generosity, service, and loving relationships. Being generous with his time, with his talent, with his treasure, and with touching to serve people, and getting recognition for the service he provides. So using his power and status for caring for fellow people. But before Niraj's head swells up, we should not forget the rock in his life.
He has no ego anyway.
No. Jing Bernadette Corpus. So here is what someone said about a great marriage. You finally get a great marriage when you fall in love with the total package. What you fall in love with initially, as well as the stuff that bugs you. If you can love someone else like that, you have a chance that someone will love you also for that, right? So please raise your hand if you're perfect. Can anybody? You have no weaknesses, Anil, and you make no mistakes. But if your wife supports you in a positive way, then it has an impact in your areas of improvement too. So when Bernadette Corpus finally met this young man, Niraj Baxi, he was actually helpless in her care, without her care and in her care. And the magic of this marriage has been Bernadette's total acceptance of the Niraj Baxi package. Niraj is hard to love, you know. So it certainly helps because Niraj loves everybody else, so it makes it difficult for the wife. So it certainly helps when Niraj could rapidly give the gift of a girl and a boy to Jing, and after that, everything else from Niraj was a bonus. Being the wife of the NFI president and hosting conferences was icing on the cake. Meeting congressmen and senators from Texas, going to the Dallas Mayor's Ball, and celebrating endless Indian festivals and marriages around the US. And finally, Niraj soon became the favorite son-in-law of the Corpus clan as he delighted his Filipino relatives with his sweet broken Tagalog. It does help that he's the only son-in-law. And Jing did her part to continue to love Niraj in spite of all his cravings for tasty Indian food and his flights all over the US all the time to take care of the clients or his community service. And she continues to be the rock of the Baxi marriage. She has celebrated Diwali on Diwali Day without missing one for 35 days.
35 years.
35 years. 33 years, sorry. And haven't we all enjoyed these festivities? Interesting one is that when Jing sits down for an Indian puja, she truly imbibes all the smoke from the holy havan. And what was remarkable was when the Baxi family decided to do a 3-day, 8 hours a day havan in Mumbai, only Jing sat through it. The rest of the Baxi clan would come and go as they wipe their tears off, and they come back for more. So as our extended family, I could not ask for a better brother-in-law and sister-in-law. They say that there is strength in diversity, but I think there is life in diversity. Ooh. So let us bring to the Baxi clan.
Okay, so next up is Suj. He's been preparing furiously for the last 20 minutes, and this really should be good because I don't know if any of you know this, or a few of you probably know this, but me, Suj, Nisha, Sanjeev, my mom, dad, Jing mom, and Niraj mom, we're all incredibly close. Every Thanksgiving we spend together. Every Sunday we get dinner together. All the kids come down from San Francisco. And so, we have a plethora of funny stories about Niraj Mama. I mean, ranging from the fact that literally it is impossible not to laugh at one of his jokes because he himself starts laughing before he finishes his joke. And then the joke will end up being horrible and totally out of context, and then we'll laugh at that. So it's pretty good being part of this clan. So I'm looking forward to hearing what you have.
Set you up with Sujay.
I think this is the first time the younger brother has applied so much pressure to the older brother. Well, Dad, it was funny. that you told everyone that everybody wants to live forever. Certainly we know that you do. But after 36 years of marriage, I'm not sure that my mom feels the same way. All right, well, anyway, today is a historic day.
We're going to delete this portion.
Today is a historic day. In fact, all of you and me were all part of history because not only is it Niraj Mama's 60th birthday, which is a huge accomplishment, it's also the first time that anyone has ever celebrated its 33rd and 36th wedding anniversary, either independently or together. So it's a very big deal. I'm not sure that you knew that coming here, but I want you to know that this is a very, very important day.
That's because of Adhik Mas, extra months in Gujarati calendar. So
how many extra months? This is a 36, 72. Those are also very auspicious numbers. So, Rahul mentioned that we all grew up very close, and that's true. One of the things you may not know is that Rahul and Sanjeev both live with me, and Nisha wishes she did, but for whatever reason chose not to, which is actually better for all of us. Rahul's actually nicknamed our house. He always wanted to be part of a fraternity. No, he didn't actually want to be part of a fraternity, but he decided that since people would always call us Beta, that we would name this the Beta 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 fraternity. And it's worked out quite well. But anyway, so the thing about it is that the older children, so Nisha and me, we were gems. We were so easy to manage. We always did the right things. I mean, Nisha was, a star. She was vice president of her school and captain of the cheerleading team, which in many Indian traditions is not really that awesome. But for us it was very cool. And so we were easy. We were delightful. But then these two boys were menaces. And Rahul was recounting a story this morning. So, what they would do is, outside of both of the houses, they would build skateboarding ramps. This is when they're in 5th and 6th grade. And they would build lots of these skateboarding ramps, and then they would aggressively skateboard all over these things. And Rahul decided that, he was watching the World Wrestling Federation, and there was a wrestler. You thought this was about Niraj Mama, but it's actually about you. And there was this one star in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation named The Undertaker, which I'm sure you're all very familiar with. And The Undertaker had this move where, I won't perform the physical gesture, it would be inappropriate, but he would say the words, "suck it," which is it's kind of an outlandish thing. Well, you wouldn't expect this, but Rahul took a spray paint can, and all over these skateboard ramps would write the word "suck it," which is, that's unhealthy. It's the sort of thing that well-behaved young, you were in 6th grade, you weren't mute. And so the reason I'm telling you this story is that it is actually incredible that under the conditions of raising children like those two, that anyone can be married even 10 years, much less 33 or 36. And so you should all know this is a huge accomplishment. And we're all very grateful that they've kept it together. Anyways, I can tell many, many stories about why the wedding anniversaries are special, but I actually think the most important thing from my standpoint is that it's Niraj Mama's 60th birthday. And joking aside, he's very much been a second father to Rahul and me. We've always done everything together as a family. We've, not just major holidays like the Thanksgivings and things like that, but every Sunday, it's the whole family getting together. And a large part of that is because of the intensity of the family bonds that we have, and it's really, I think everyone knows that Niraj has had a tough health history, and it's really always been worrisome to all of us, and so it's just a wonderful thing for all of us to be able to celebrate such an important day. So, thank you. I'll be here to tell jokes about Rahul and Sanjeev for the rest of today, but I want to focus this on the 60th birthday. All right, I'd like to not give the microphone back to Rahul, so.
I wanted, Oh, okay. So I guess before Sanjeev says a few words, Kalpan wants to read a lovely message.
We had a great human being who, fortunately, we have the good fortune to be connected with him. And he has sent this special message for Niraj and Jing on this day. And I would like to read that. And this is Swami Tejomananda, who is head of Chinmaya Mission Worldwide. And he has known us, Niraj and Jing, from 33 years. So anyways, there is a message here from Swamiji which says, Dear Niraj, Hari Om, I wish you a very happy 60th birthday. You have bravely dealt with some of the health issues coming out and you've come out of them successfully. You've made your life beautiful. I'm proud of you. I pray to God and Puchi Gurudev to bless you with good physical health and inner spiritual growth as well. Enjoy your birthday. With love, Swami Tejomananda. And there was a message for their anniversary. Where's that?
From whom?
From Swamiji.
It's okay.
That's okay. Well, he wrote a message for Niraj and Jing, and he said that. Who printed this? Sorry. So he said that he's very fond of Jing, and he really wishes them a very happy anniversary. And theirs was the first home that he ever went to in Dallas, and he always cherishes those memories and wishes them the very best. And to Sanjeev and Nisha.
Since you have the mic, do you want to say a few words also?
Say you. I was not planning on a speech, but as Sujay conveyed, we are a very close clan, and we also have two younger siblings. Our sister Minnie, and she sends her good wishes, but she's not present today. And also our younger brother Mayur, who lives in India, and all of us are really close, and that's a good fortune from God. And it was Rajan and my wish to have this occasion celebrated today, and also of course all the kids. And so we are really delighted that all of you came here and honored us with your presence and made this occasion really special. And for Niraj, I would wish for a brother like this if I had a rebirth my every life, so that says it all. So anyway, thank you.
Not you yet, Dad. He's getting excited. Dad's getting excited. Well, Foy, also thank you so much for putting together this party. Kalpana Foy has been planning this event for a month and a half, 2 months, so let's give her
33 years.
for 33 years. Thank you, really thank you. I mean, us kids, we've been pretty much non-present this past week. I've been in Seattle, and we've been all running around, and Foy's been just taking care of everything. So thank you so much.
But I have so many friends and well-wishers.
Yes, and so many of you have done so many
we have.
lovely things. Yes, everyone come together for this event. So everyone. Okay, cool. Let's keep this moving since there are so many of us that have so many things we want to say. So Sanjeev, you're up.
Hey everybody, so thanks for coming. I mean, this is really awesome to see everybody here, you know, celebrating the wedding anniversaries, and of course my dad's my 60th birthday. But I wanted to tell a story. I was thinking about what I should talk about, and I think it happened around 1997, 1998, so I was still very young at the time. And those of you guys that know me, my memory is actually quite not good until I was probably about maybe like 16 or 17 years old. I typically forget a lot of things. So why is that? There was probably because I just didn't want to. Nisha took over most of the things. So I didn't have to do anything. She would tell me.
You guys must be skateboarding.
So it was 1997, 1998. We were, I think Mom had to go back to the Philippines. I think there was something that she had to go there. It was a 2-week trip, and I was thinking, I was like, what, you know, what's going to happen, right? Mom and Dad are not going to be together, all this kind of stuff. I figured Dad would know what to do with kind of just me and Nisha here at the house. So, you know, we drop Mom at the airport, we come back, and we sit down and kind of at the dinner table, a little bit confused and not realizing, you know, what are we gonna do? And then Dad kind of was like, oh, shit, I forgot we have to feed you guys. So I remember him hopping in a car, and I think he went straight to Luxury Bazaar or one of the Indian grocery stores, and he knows one of my favorite Indian foods is palak paneer. So we bought 2 weeks worth of microwavable palak paneer, stuffed the freezer, and that's basically what we ate for the next 2 weeks until Mom returned. So And I think that's looking back and realizing and thinking about it, it's hard to understand how dysfunctional people and couples can be when they're not together, and so them being together, is a really good unit. Things work out, but when they're not, there's over 33 years of marriage, there's just these things that just drop off when you're not with them, and then I think mom and dad really had showed us really what a good couple is about, and kind of showed us really good values of what we should look for as the rest of us kids grow up. I think we still have some time, but they definitely showed us a good way of what we should be doing. So yeah, thanks everybody for coming, and congratulations, and happy birthday, Dad.
Okay, so next up is going to be Jing Mommy, and Jing Mommy is a pretty special member of the clan here. So, as you might notice, my mom, dad, and Niraj are all Indian. So Jing Mommy is So, lots of special things come out of this kind of an arrangement. So first of all, Niraj mom and dad love Indian food. Jing Mommy likes Indian food too, but she makes all different sorts of foods, which mainly me, Nisha, Sanjeev, and Sujay really like. And so we end up in these funny situations where if mom and dad plan something, then it'll always involve Indian food. And if Jing Mommy or the kids plan something, it'll usually involve either Indian food and something else, or just something else. And so, one funny story that comes to mind is, I think 3 years ago we went to Thanksgiving at Jing Mommy and Niraj Mama's house, and, Mom had decided unilaterally that we're going to have Indian food for Thanksgiving this year, which was a huge travesty in my mind.
No, it was in our house.
It was at our house, because Jing Mommy makes Thanksgiving dinner every single year, and it's epic, because it's like the only really high-quality vegetarian Thanksgiving meal you can imagine. and so, I was pretty grown up at this time. I was probably 23, so I shouldn't have had this kind of a reaction, but I was furious. And so, I immediately called Jing Mommy, and I was like, Jing Mommy, you have to make Thanksgiving food. This is just unacceptable. And so, Jing Mommy just whipped up a feast. We supplemented it with a trip to Whole Foods, and, that's, I think, a pretty good representation of the special thing which Jing Mommy brings to the clan, which, wouldn't be there otherwise. So, anyway, looking forward to this.
Bring it on.
Do you have tissues with you? You may need it. Okay, well for me, I'm going to bring you on a trip from year 0 to 33.
Nice.
I don't know if I can do this, but I'll try. April 7, 1980. It's my birthday. It was my birthday that day. I went to work. As some of you know, I'm a registered nurse. I was at Baylor Hospital in Dallas, working in the ICU on the evening shift, 3 to 11. So I go to work, and I was assigned this patient. And he was, got out of surgery, and, he was helpless, but he was awake, and then he was asking for for water. And I said, I can't give you water. I said, because, you will choke, you can't have it yet. I can give you ice later. And he writes a note, I'm Indian, I don't take ice. So then I said, I'm so sorry, then I guess you won't have anything, because we can only give you, ice chips, or, that's it. So then, later he told me that in my mind, I said, who are you not to give me what I want? So to make the long story short, he recovered, got better, and went home to Florida. Sister was there, Kalpana and Rajan were there. And, but by then, I already met them briefly. So they knew me from the day I met him, I met them too. And I don't know if I met Sujay then, probably not that.
But Sujay was there.
Huh?
He was there. He was
there, but
few days
because
old.
he was in the intensive care unit, so I didn't see him. So, but then Niraj, as very friendly as you know, he started collecting telephone numbers. And so then he left, recovered, went home to Florida, and then I get this phone call. I was frantically, was rushing into the door, phone kept ringing, and I said, hello, and he says, where have you been? And I said, who are you? And he said, I'm Niraj. I said, why are you calling me? And in my mind I said, who is he to ask me, where have I been, So anyway, so I told him that I just came back from out of town, and he said he was back here, he was not feeling well, there's a little setback in his health. So me and my friend, we said, okay, let's go see him. I said, because, he may not make it, so. So I said, so he won't feel guilty, If he doesn't make it, he won't feel guilty. We went to see him. So we went to see him, So he recovered from there. He had a little bit of setback at that time, and they had to induce him into a coma, some sort of coma. And for doctors here, you know what I'm talking about. So then gradually we had to make him wake up. So as nurses, for those of you who have been, around hospitals and all that, to assess a patient, you say, open your eyes, squeeze my hand, stick out your tongue, things like that. And there are 3 shifts in the hospital. So for every shift, answer was non-responsive, not following commands and all that. It was only me who's writing, opening eyes, squeezing my hand.
Oh my God!
The entire medical staff, they were all confused. So every shift, so it went on for a few days, And then one day they said, okay, I think he's well enough, recovered, and and went back home. So then, from there, I guess, I don't know what he saw in me. I guess he was having a daze when he was all sedated and everything, and he would look, and I don't know. Then he decided to he recovered, went back he was doing his master's in insurance in Connecticut then. So he went there, finished, and he would write call. I worked 3 to 11, so by 11:30 the phone would ring. My friend was there's your friend calling. And then sure enough, it was him calling, and then we exchanged letters, and I have those letters that we exchanged. I kept all of them, and Nisha says, Mom, one day can I have them? I said, yes. You can have them one day, you can read them. So anyway, so that was, and then he graduated finally, because he's very smart, so they let him finish his study. And then he came back to Dallas. He found a job in Dallas, and from then it's history. And the 31st of
when did you start writing letters?
When? See, at that time we had to. When did you receive it? It was 1981.
No emails yet.
No emails.
Jing,
No
you
emails.
started writing letter due to sympathy, or you started now?
No. He would write me letters, I don't know if you remember, what are those? The blue sheets that already had stamps already. You don't have to buy the stamp.
Aerograms.
Aerograms, yeah. He used to write aerograms. Yeah, they will see the aerograms there that he used to write me because the stamp is already there. And he writes so small, every corner of the paper would have like writings in them.
Jing, in the hospital ICU, he was giving lessons in American history to all the nurses, right?
He was. And he was reading palm and all that. He was flirting with everybody.
He hasn't changed.
But it wasn't only in the hospital.
No. Okay, let me bring you. So now after this, so he recovered from this, went back. They had a friend there in Dallas that they stayed with, and the doctor friend of theirs who operated on him told him, okay, you're meeting that Filipino nurse. This is what you need to say. say good evening and